What is good, TPA podcast? It's your boy Big Holla. We are here. I got a special guest. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, it's Jazz, aka JazzMuaATL, checking in with Holla.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like every makeup YouTuber start, hey y'all, everyone.
You know, I think it's something about us. We just gotta, reach out to the people.
Yeah. So tell me about your name, Jazz MUA.
So Jazz is actually spelled Jazz, but my name is spelled JSMINE. Really, it just stems from my love of music, really. I feel like I like smooth stuff.
Yeah.
When you done getting your makeup done, your face gonna look smooth. So it just kind of ties in with that.
Okay. So the MUA, you know what's crazy? When people started saying MUA, I didn't even know what it meant. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right. And it's funny because my dad, like, when he says my name, like Jazz MUA, he says JazzMuaATL. I'm like, Dad, it's not Mua. It's it's MUA, makeup artist. So, yeah, it's interesting. Bro, I didn't even think I would be here doing this.
For
like,
real?
yeah, like, I was on a completely different path. I was in college for... I started off in business school for real estate. Yeah. And because that was like the family business. Like my granddad, he became, really wealthy off of doing real estate in Atlanta. And so I was like, shoot, I want to get on that. I want to follow in his footsteps. And I switched paths kind of. I was still going in that route because it was like something that I could, aspire to, but I was like, I wanted to do something on the side that had to deal with me. Yeah. And so I went to aesthetic school, and while I was in aesthetic school, so aesthetic school is for like skincare, like doing facials, just making sure that your skin is intact, which is something that's near and dear to me still, because under your makeup, if your skin is messed up, it's just not gonna come out right. So
how many people have you seen like crazy makeup, but then you see them like when the makeup come off and you like, ugh.
Listen, okay, so like I have been catfished when it comes to like, okay, so my sign up process for getting your makeup done, I ask for your social media before you come to me, just so I can make sure that I have like all of the products having to do with your skin tone already set up. It just makes the process go faster. So I've gone on people's pages and I've been like, oh, like she's so pretty. Like when she comes to me, I'm gonna beat her face. Like regardless of it, how you look, I'm gonna make sure you look good. But other clients, I'll be like, I know, like when she come, oh, it's gonna be an easy breezy. She really pretty or whatever. It's gonna be easy. But I've had some clients come in and I could tell like they just been filtered up on they IG page or whatever.
That's crazy.
And it just be I'll be like, is this the same person damn near? Like it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, some people, either way, it's like you gonna leave looking good. Yeah. Yeah, so.
All right, so you left school. When did you decide to switch from? Did you finish the business school or no?
So it's crazy. Like I only have a couple more classes left, but it's not anything that I even want to really pursue.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what do you know what classes you have left to take?
I think it's like global business practices. It's like 3 more business classes that I need to knock out. But
did you take negotiations?
No.
That's the most important class I've ever taken in my life.
Really?
Yes.
What did you take from that?
Basically, you learn how to have a conversation and optimize kind of like what your end is going to get out of. So say like you went into like a wholesaling business with for your makeup, right? There's certain things you don't want to tell people until they reveal certain things that are from their end.
Absolutely.
It's literally like and it's crazy because like I ain't gonna lie, I'm a very honest person, all right? Sure. But I have an immaculate talent for lying if I want to, right? Yeah. So like,
and people not even knowing, like, capping.
They would never know.
Yeah.
So the class, he would give us, like, we went through like the first 3 weeks, then the rest of the 12 weeks, every week we would start class. He would give 2 people a sheet of paper, and like they would have to pair up. So my paper would be like scenario 1A and yours would be scenario 1B. Okay. We would link up, we would go out into the hallway and we would talk. And we would have to negotiate what our paper says. Now, I know what my stuff says, but I don't know what yours says. Sure. And you have to come out like on top. And then you would come back in class, people, and then he'll ask like, so for y'all's, how much did you make them pay for shipping, right? Because like my paper would say like, you have a budget of $1 million that you could pay, and yours would be like, we want at least $1.2 million.
Okay.
But there's other things you can negotiate within the. It was the most important class I ever took.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have to see like what. I do plan to go back and finish eventually, just for my parents' sake.
Yeah.
You know, they want to see you walk across the stage in a cap and gown, and you know, it might not be something that I want to pursue, but I do want to see them proud. You know, because it's like, I'm capable of doing it. I'm capable of completing it. Let me just knock it out for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And just from having their support, like previously till now, like anything that I've been interested in, anything that I wanted to do, like they've been behind me. So, for sure. Yeah. I definitely have to look into that though.
So esthetician school, how did that go?
Man, okay, so it was a 10-month program. Basically, it was like a full-time job. We were in there from like 9 to 5, 9 to 6 every day. And they're basically giving you like the bookwork side of it, where you're learning about different types of skin, learning about makeup, learning about there's a little bit of massage therapy that goes into it as well. And then that's for half of the program. And then the other half, you're actually practicing on people. You're practicing on other students within the school, and you're practicing on people that come and get services done at a discounted price, of course, than you would at a spa or whatever. It was like a job. I learned a lot. I one point consider like maybe opening a school of my own. Really? Because like, bro, those schools are so expensive, and sometimes if the program isn't that great, you're not going to get much out of it. Okay. So I saw a lot of girls, like during the whole process, they became discouraged. Like a lot of girls dropped out. A lot of girls didn't want to go through with it because it's just like some aspects of the program you weren't getting your money's worth. And so if I started a program, I would want to make sure that, first of all, I got the best instructors in there. Yeah. A lot of our instructors, they were a little bit older, so you're getting kind of dated knowledge. Couple that with the textbooks that we had, it's kind of dated knowledge. If you wanted to really learn more about it, you have to do your own type of research to keep up with today's trends, because trends in skincare and in makeup, they change constantly. Like all the time, it's always different types of things going on. So I want to have the best instructors, the best materials available, just to prepare girls and guys. There were some men in the program, girls and guys, to get out there and really make the most of the field. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, I know a lot of people, they go to like what is hair school called? Cosmetology school. Mm-hmm. So I know like we have like Empire down the street from my crib. Yeah, and I know a lot of people going to there. But why do you think like those schools cost so much?
I think sometimes they take advantage, I feel like, of like young adults that are just looking for a path. Yeah. At that point, like, first of all, there's so many options out there. There's so many things that you can do. And for people that don't want to necessarily take advantage of the college route, that's another route that they can get a certification in and be able to work in a certain field. So I feel like some of those institutions take advantage of people that might feel like, okay, since I didn't go to college, I need to go into some type of school to get some type of certification. And so they, like, when I tell you it's expensive, it's crazy expensive. Like,
put a price on it. How much?
The aesthetics program, so I said 10 months, and you're working it like a full-time job. So you're not even able to really have a job. Yeah. So that's really your life at that point, and you're doling out, I think it was like $15,000
for 10 months.
For 10 months.
They could eat.
And now it's even more expensive. So that was back in, when did I go? Like 2014, 2015. Now I had one girl reach out to me. She's in high school right now, and she was like, "Hey, it's my break coming up. I see what you're doing. Can I shadow you for a couple of days just to kind of see, what it's like to work in the industry?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely come in and see what it's like." I work for myself in my own studio, so it's a different kind of vibe. I did recommend like an actual business that she could go to get more experience and more exposure as to, what the day-to-day looks like. But she was telling me that she was interested in going to aesthetic school, and it was a $20,000 program.
Jesus. And you said yours was 15?
And yes. So it's like it's crazy expensive. the advice that I would give to any young girl that is looking to get into cosmetology or aesthetics, if your high school offers, I think it was called Maxwell. Did y'all have that?
Maxwell, yeah.
Maxwell, where they kind of teach you a trade. So like guys would typically go into like auto care and technology and things like that. And I had a couple of girls at my school, they got interested in cosmetology. And I think it was like for free, or maybe you have to pay like a small price or whatever just for your materials that you use. Yeah. But you in high school with that certification, and so you can actually go and work.
I think that's good though, because
it's definitely good.
You know, like when our parents went to school, you used to be able to get that in your own school. Yeah, so a lot of people have like you could be a certified plumber by the time you left school. Yep. And I don't know why they took it out, but seeing how like
that's what I was saying though. At my high school, they did offer it at our school.
After school?
So it wasn't like they would like bus them from our school to Maxwell. Yeah.
We had that. I just never went to Maxwell. I never knew.
If I would have known about it, and if I would have like really been like walking in my purpose at that point, I would have definitely taken advantage of that. Cause paying that money after school, like for something I could have got for free in high school, crazy.
So like. I know a lot of people, because obviously there was a point in time where the makeup industry didn't really cater to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, so absolutely. Grew up with that.
Were your parents like some of the parents who were like, girl, you're not getting no makeup, you look too grown?
Were they against it? No. Like you said, there weren't that many products that catered to skin tones, like our skin tones. And so when I would try to go and look for different products, so let me backtrack a little bit. The reason why I got interested in aesthetics is because I had terrible skin coming up.
Okay.
Like, bad acne. And so I was, outside of looking for stuff that'll combat like the acne, I wanted stuff that'll cover it up as well. Yeah. So when it came to looking for makeup products, there wasn't really anything that I could really put on myself that would actually make it look better. If anything, it made it look worse because I look maybe 2 to 3 shades lighter. And so on those, at that point, when I would try to put on products, my parents would look at me like, hold on, like,
listen, I want to say, good? God bless the soul of all the women during the Soulja Boy Crank That era that was putting makeup on with flash on their new Razr phone.
Listen.
Jesus Christ.
What a time. When I tell you we were going through it. And so that's why, like, fast forward years later with the advent of, first of all, shout out to, I don't know, can I shout out a company on here? I know we ain't sponsored or anything.
No, you can. Go ahead.
Maybelline, bro. Maybelline with the Fit Me foundations, bro. They had the first wide range of colors available to all the girls that could go out there and find an actual shade that would fit them.
Yeah.
So shout out to Maybelline. But fast forward with the advent of like companies like Fenty Beauty, who did it for everybody, not just the black girls going from my complexion to, you know, even darker, like deep tone. But even the extremely, you know, light tone women that like albino women with no pigmentation in their skin, like she really did it for them. And so going forward in my career, I really would like to see myself coming out with a line of products that kind of piggybacks on that and really caters to all women, not just with skin tones, but also different skin types. We got our dry skin women, we got our, you know, oily skin ladies, and sometimes it's hard to find products that cater to specific skin types. And so that's something that I look forward to, and that's where I see myself progressing.
What skin type do you think is the hardest to find?
Products to find?
Yeah, products to find for what skin type?
I would say combination skin. I haven't seen like a hybrid formula that kind of caters to drier skin tones in certain areas versus oily skin tones in the T-zone area. Typically what you find is those people have to use 2 different types of products.
All right, T-zone area. Explain that to me.
T-zone area is just the T-zone of your face. So your forehead going down to your chin and then cheek to cheek.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what do you typically charge like somebody if they wanted to get their makeup done?
So my prices right now, all my faces are under $100. So really affordable.
Like industry standard for like a private business?
Man, this is Atlanta. You know, prices get up there. I would say I'm very affordable compared to some other makeup artists in Atlanta. I don't judge anybody's price range because that's their prices, that's their work, their time. They can charge however much they want. I know I'm not trying to knock nobody over the head. So all of my faces are under $100. They start at $75 for a basic face, kind of like what I have now. Just your standard, no eyeshadow look, but you got the flawless base, glossy or matte lip. If we step it up a notch, we add some eyeshadow in, some pigment on the eye, $85. And then if we're going full glam, cut creases, glitter, rhinestones, whatever, it's going to be $95.
That's good though. Yeah. That sounds like a lot of extra stuff for only $10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I'm working with every budget, every face, every complexion. You know what I'm saying?
How much do you think somebody would have to pay you to make you their personal
makeup artist? I'm there on their team whenever they need me.
Yeah.
We have to do like a monthly contract, I would feel like.
Yeah.
I'm saying I need at least, I don't know, like it depends like how often they need me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how often do they need me? Am I traveling with them?
Yeah.
You know, are they paying for room and board? Like what's good? You know, I guess, you know, if Beyonce want to hit me up and we work that out, you know, or Chloe Bailey, you know, I wouldn't.
Hey,
it wouldn't
listen,
be
Chloe,
too much. Listen,
gonna touch your hand one more time, all right? So no. Nah.
Look, I will have to work something out for them, but you know, hit me up. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's good though, because in a negotiation class, you never give your price till they give their offer.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
saying?
Hey, look,
I'm going there with a little foreknowledge, you know?
Yeah. So, when did you feel like the confidence to like do somebody else's makeup?
Man, it definitely took time. It literally took just years. Like, I would do my acquaintances and my family's makeup, and that's nothing. It's just like, you know, we sitting around talking, hey, let me practice a look on you, and you know, I'm getting to it or whatever. To actually like start charging people, I would say it took maybe 2 years.
2 years?
2 years. And that was just me not completely believing in like my ability.
Yeah.
I knew that I was good. I knew what my capabilities were, but I wasn't confident yet. It took time. It took practice. And I'm a perfectionist. Like, okay, that's one of my biggest flaws. Unfortunately, it's like stuff has to be perfect, or I'm just not satisfied with it. Yeah. And I really had to like come out of that. Like, you're not going to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. The work that you put out is never going to be perfect. You can get as close to it as possible. You can strive for perfection.
But there's always going to be something.
It's always going to be something. And so I had to really like kind of hammer that into my head. Like, if you are chasing perfection, you're never going to do anything. It's going to be a hindrance. You're going to hold yourself back because you're striving for something that's not possible. Yeah. And so after I kind of got over that, I became a little bit more confident in what I could do. Mm-hmm. And that made me want to go out there and just put my services out there.
You ever feel like you messed up somebody's makeup?
If I feel like I messed up on something, I'll start over.
Well, okay, let me put it this way.
Like, have you ever finished product, I feel like it was messed up.
Yeah, have you ever like done somebody's makeup and like you seen them go out?
Look, I'm not telling on myself. Listen, everybody that walks out of my studio is flawless. Period. Like, I don't know what she's trying to get. Who paid you to ask that question?
Oh my God. No way. It's just a thing, because I could imagine, like, I think every dude has gone to their barber one time.
Sure.
And like they think it's straight. They looking at, okay, this look. Then they get home. Yeah. I remember, I'll never forget one time, like back before I had a beard, right? I just had a mustache. One time they made one side of my mustache like super thin, and the other side like regular. But I didn't notice at first. Right. And then I hop on YouTube and people are roasting me. I'm looking in the video like, nah, that's crazy.
Dang.
You know, so I just had to ask. You know, so I don't know if my barber at the time would have admitted that. Like, but I'm pretty sure everybody has some. There's been times like I used to try to do photography. There'd be times I'll take people a picture. I'm like, yo, these pictures are ass.
I can't say that I've had too many of those moments. Typically, like, I'll take my time, and even after the service, like, I'll take my time to like really look at the person. Even when I take pictures after every single client, and I'll make sure that I look at the picture, and if there's any detail that needs to be fixed, I'll go in and correct it before they even walk out.
Service.
It takes a little bit more time. I know that sometimes my clients be like, "Dang girl, you done?" But it's just like I'm gonna make sure that everybody walk out perfect.
Yeah, that's your name at the end of the day.
It is.
They're like walking billboards for you. Like Absolutely. People who make clothes or do makeup or cut hair. Like people are literally walking billboards for you.
Yeah.
So have you ever got contacted by somebody that you like felt was like high profile?
It's crazy. Like today, my friend hit me up and she was like, I just got a message from one of her friends that is on the team of a celebrity from Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And she actually wanted me to do her makeup today, but the thing about high profile clientele is they want everything for free. They want you to do your service for free. They want you to travel to them for free. They want you to, and it's like
sometimes the promo is worth it. It just depends who it is.
It depends. The person who it wasn't that. It was not that. And I was like, I think I'm gonna pass. Cause it's like, you know, every opportunity is not the opportunity for you.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you could be hyping at the first glance of the situation, but then when you really start looking into the details, you like, hold on.
Yeah, the devil's always in the details.
Exactly. And it's like, sometimes you just gotta step away from that. So, that was one of the first times that, like a high profile person came and expressed interest in my work. I'm still waiting on Beyonce. I'm still waiting on Chloe Bailey. But other than that, the people that I come in contact with, like, they're celebrities in my eyes. The people that really invest in me, that believe in me, the people that promote me without me even asking, like, all my clients, they make sure that they're tagging me in all their pictures, they're tagging me in their stories, most of my business is word of mouth. And so those are my celebrities. Like, those are my high profile people.
That's a good way to, you know, look at things.
Yeah, absolutely. And so through them and like getting, you know, promotion off of them and having my work travel by word of mouth and really my work just speaking for itself, like the real high profile people, they'll come. I know they're coming. So like obviously like you step outside like regular sometimes you might run to the store. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But now that you're like, you know, beauty face specialist, how much does the attention change from like when you didn't know how to do makeup to now when you're like,
man, everywhere I go I get compliments on my makeup. Everywhere I go. And on my day-to-day, I'm not typically wearing makeup. Like I really like for my skin to breathe. I layer on all my serums, all my moisturizers, just so my skin can just really have a chance to just soak it in and just breathe and take in the sun on a sunny day. And so on my day-to-day, I'm not wearing makeup, but anytime I step out, like go to dinner, hookah lounge, whatever, somebody's going to compliment my makeup. Yeah, which I really appreciate. It lets me know I'm doing something right.
What word do you have for all the men out there that don't moisturize their skin?
Don't be crusty out here. Nobody wants anybody that's crusty.
I know a lot of people who don't use moisturizer at all.
It's like, you gotta, I mean, what do y'all think y'all gonna look like in 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
It's like, it's something you gotta start now. It's something you gotta start young. Even if you just put on, literally just moisturizer with a little bit of sunscreen. Like, that's decent. It's even better if you have a little bit of a nice time routine where you put on maybe a hydrating serum, some vitamin C, and a night cream or something like that.
Yeah.
Even if you putting on just like some Vaseline or something, just so you can get some type of like moisture in your skin, like it's necessary, or your skin will literally crack. Like when they say black don't crack, no, your black can crack if you're not doing what you need to do to take care of it. So guys, don't be crusty out here.
So if you had to give up one, but out of these three things, which one would you give up? Jewelry, makeup, or doing your hair?
Jewelry.
Easily?
Easily.
Makeup or hair?
Dang.
It was too easy, you know what I'm saying?
Dang. I gotta give up hair. Like, what you mean? Like you can I can't touch my hair at all.
Listen. You can either never do your hair again or never do your makeup again.
So I just
you're gonna be rocking the froze.
Ain't nothing wrong with a fro.
Yeah, no. So, but you'll be forced to rock it every day. There's no more of this.
I'm rocking the fro. Cause I can spruce up my face enough that the fro's gonna be moisturized and combed out. Like, yeah, I'll rock the fro. All right. It's easy.
We just had to check. You know what I'm saying? We had to check. Listen. But what would you say are your top like brands that you use for makeup?
Top brands for makeup, because I literally use everything. I have dang near every possible brand in my kit. Right now, I got Pat McGrath Labs as my foundation. Her products are amazing. Black women doing runway makeup. She has a product line in Sephora. Amazing. Like, Pat McGrath, bow down. She's a queen. Fenty Beauty on the lips. I love Rihanna's products. I didn't think I would love Fenty Skin as much as I do, but right now I got on her Fenty Hydrovisor moisturizer with SPF. SPF is very important. When we talk about black not cracking, we gotta stay protected from the sun. So I love her skincare products. I love her moisturizer. I love her fat water. What else? I love Morphe products. They're affordable, but they're really good quality. Juvia's Place is amazing. They definitely cater to women of all colors, all complexions. Who else? Already shouted out Maybelline earlier. Those are just a few brands that I really like to use on myself. I really like to use on my clients as well. Mm-hmm.
So there's this space that girls get in between like getting their first job and like having money, mm-hmm. where they don't want to graduate from like Forever 21 lip gloss to like, what would you tell them the benefit of like going ahead and taking that step to like a Fenty lip gloss or something like that?
I would say that beauty should be affordable. If they want to stay in the Forever 21 lip gloss and that's what their budget allots for, that's cool. If I was going to use a product that is more affordable, like I mentioned, Morphe, they're highly affordable products, but really amazing quality. Forever 21, it's funny that you mentioned that. Like Forever 21, their products, like their makeup products, are a little kind of sketch.
What do you mean by that?
I found that when I've used their products, I don't know, like the girls will recognize, like if you ever use like kind of like dollar store products, or like when you were younger, like the beauty products that were in like your little toy sets, they just felt like chalky and weird, and sometimes you even break out from them. I get the same type of vibe from Forever 21 products.
Really?
Yes. So if we're looking for something that's more affordable, definitely go with the Morphe products. Definitely go with Maybelline, there's some amazing drugstore brands. I would recommend those over like a Forever 21. If you want to go and you want to step into Sephora and ball out, Fenty is always an amazing option. Pat McGrath, those are great options. But if your budget doesn't allow for that, don't try to break the bank trying to look cute. It's not necessary. There's amazing affordable brands available.
Okay. How do you shop for your your pillow sets and stuff like that? Because I have seen many of pillows destroyed by drunk night makeup face.
I take my makeup off
All the time?
All the time. I could be just drunk out of my mind, but I'm still going to go in that bathroom, get a baby wipe, and just wipe all of this off. Because, no, I'm not trying to destroy my pillows. My boyfriend going to be looking at me funny, like, when we wake up in the morning and there's stuff all over the pillows. He'll be like, come on now, like, what you doing? And so, yeah, I always make sure I take my makeup off.
So on like a average night out, you know what I'm saying, hookah lounge, you know what I'm saying, little drinks and stuff, how long does it take you to do your makeup?
Hour to hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on a very fancy night, like I need to be beat to the heavens, how long does it take you to do your makeup?
Like 2 hours. Yeah.
Why?
It's all about the layering of the products. It's a lot of steps that go into makeup. And you probably wouldn't recognize it until you saw me do a face. And all of the steps really are necessary.
Yeah.
If you want your end result to be like exactly what you want it to be, flawless, you have to do all the steps necessary. And so, it's crazy. I haven't even counted up all the steps that it takes. Like, I'm going to do that the next time I do a face, but it's at least 20 to 30 steps that you got to take to really land a face. And so it takes time, and all good things take time. So that's just how it is.
So if you had to be out by like 10, are you typically on time or are you like a late person?
Come on. You know this. How many times did we reschedule this? How did this go from? It went from noon to 3 to 4.
Okay,
So when it comes to like everyday stuff, I'm not a time savvy person. When it comes to like appointments, I'm there. I'm keeping an appointment time. When it comes to my clients, I'm there for my clients. When it comes to just like everyday stuff, bro, like you gonna see me when you see me. That's just how it be.
Okay, so if you had to be out by 10, you had to arrive at a location that is 15 minutes away.
Okay.
At 10:30. All right, what time are you gonna start doing your makeup?
What am I doing?
This is like a regular night out, not like
a regular night out. I'll start doing my makeup at like 8:30. Yeah.
It's pushing it.
Nah, it's like I'm 8:30 and then I'm done by like 9:30, 9:45. You said the place 15 minutes away. We there by 10. We there.
You still gotta get dressed though, don't you? You get dressed after
I
makeup?
get dressed after my makeup. That's gonna take like 2 minutes, if that.
Listen, I have seen some nights fade away due to the doing of makeup. All right.
Look, I mean, you could ask my boyfriend. Like, he knows. I'm the one that's like, come on, baby, let's go. I'm walking out the door while he's still trying to get his stuff together.
Oh, my man laying his baby hairs.
Listen. Or he, or he be playing a video game or whatever. Or he underestimates my time management abilities, and he thinks that I'm running behind when it's like, nah, I know exactly how much time it's gonna take for me to put my face on and get my clothes on and walk out the door. That's real. It's if we're ever running late, coming to an event, it's probably because of him.
That's crazy.
It's probably. I swear. I promise you. I promise.
That is so crazy. So you said like you usually let your face breathe a lot of times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Moisturize. What would you tell like the people who wear makeup like all the time? Because I know people who like in college, they'll wake up. They got an 8 a.m. class. They're waking up at 6 o'clock to put their makeup on every day.
Yeah, I used to be like that. Whatever floats your boat. If you feel like you want to wear a full face of makeup every day, all day, that's cool.
That's not bad for your skin?
I would say you need to make sure that you're getting every little bit of it off when you do remove your makeup. Okay. Yeah. If not, then that definitely seeps into your pores, and we talk about black cracking, that'll make your black crack.
So, like, are all makeup wipes made equally, or are there ones that are better than others?
I would say the less products in the makeup wipe, the better. If you pick up a makeup wipe and you look at the ingredients and it has a whole bunch of dyes and chemicals and perfumes and stuff like that, stay away from it. It's going to just irritate your skin. Okay. And I felt that, like, I'm sure a lot of girls have felt that, where they're like going to take their makeup off and they start feeling a little irritation around their eyes and stuff like that. That's not a good makeup wipe. I personally use baby wipes, because baby wipes, they're typically no perfume, no dyes or anything, because they're gentle enough for babies. Mm-hmm. And so that typically does the job.
Okay, so, damn, what was I about to ask? I was about to ask a crazy question. I cannot remember what it is, though. So we already asked, like, your top makeup brands. Where could we go from here? Who do you think has the best makeup? Who do you think gets their makeup done the best?
Gets their makeup done the best, or like does their own makeup like really well?
We'll go both. What's a makeup artist that you look up to and you're like, you're the GOAT?
Oh, it's crazy. What is her name? She's like a European makeup artist, and she uses a lot of Pat McGrath makeup. Like, probably nobody has ever heard of her. She does like a lot of editorial looks, runway looks. I think her name is Malvina. Okay. Her makeup, it's a combination. She has the most gorgeous models, like drop dead gorgeous models of all different types of ethnicities, like Asians, European, Black, like, and they all like runway models, and so they're already like gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And then she adds on her makeup, and her makeup is just so like light. It's not like too much. Like, my personal makeup style is just like a light makeup, not changing your face to look any type of way. It's just like,
I remember what I was gonna ask you now. Go ahead. Finish.
Okay. The name of my company is called Elevated Faces, and what I seek to do is just elevate your natural beauty. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to make you look like a different person. Yeah. And so I really appreciate makeup artists that are able to do that. Just take their canvas and just kind of elevate it and escalate it to a next level with makeup, and doing it in ways that just complements the face. Yeah. And so she would definitely be my favorite. When it comes to people that I feel like, or makeup artists that I feel like just beats their own face, Jackie Aina, like Auntie Jackie, hands down. Like, Jackie is who I attribute to like really showing the girls how to do their makeup. Yeah. Showing the Black girls how to do their makeup. Jackie, the reason why the car knows who Jackie is, because I would be on YouTube every night watching Jackie Aina, and he would look over every once in a while, oh, you watching Jackie again? Because Jackie, like, she slays, like, period.
Yeah. So what are like give me like the worst makeup styles? Like, I hate these. Put them out.
Okay, because I don't want to down anybody's style of makeup. Like, makeup is makeup. There's no rules. You can do
clothes whatever. Are clothes too, but I'm pretty sure there's some style of clothes.
You can do whatever. You can wear whatever. Be who you are.
Which ones don't you like, though?
But in my personal opinion, I don't like... Okay, so it's not that I don't like them. It's that I personally would not do my makeup in this way. Yeah. And my clients that come to me, they don't look for me to do their makeup in this way. And it is, unfortunately, it's drag inspired makeup, but we don't really recognize it as drag. A lot of makeup trends, period, come from the gay community. Yeah. And drag makeup is a part of that. And so it's trickled down and it's crossed over into mainstream makeup, where we have these dramatic cut creases and like cake foundation and like really bold, big overlined lipstick. Yeah. And it's like in dark, big eyebrows. And it's like, I know why they do it in that community, and it's stage makeup, really. Yeah. Because they put on those drag shows. Yeah. And so it's trickled over into mainstream makeup. And so a lot of makeup artists are doing that on their clients. And I feel like it looks okay. Like, it looks really good on, like, social media. But when you see it in person, it's like, it's too much. It's, like, way too much, overpowering, overbearing. And so, like I said, I really like when makeup just kind of accentuates, like, what a person's already working with, as opposed to, like, completely covering up and recreating, like, their entire face. Yeah. And so I feel like that drag makeup that's trickled down into mainstream makeup is too much. It's way too much.
That's good. But, you know, there comes the time in a podcast where you got anything else you want to say about makeup?
Not really. I will say that this year is going to be a big year for me. I plan on segueing over into the YouTube community, kind of educating people more on some of the topics that I touched on today. Yeah. You know, just creating, like, everyday looks, skincare videos, to really get that canvas smooth for when you do apply makeup. I'm coming out with a couple of products this year as well, some lip glosses as well as lashes, and so just stay on the lookout for that.
How do you come about, like, bringing your own product to the market?
A lot of trial and error. I've been sourcing products for about 3 years now. Okay. I've kind of allowed my friends and family to sample them and kind of try them out and give feedback. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And so I kind of play around with things. But I finally feel like I've found the product, the formula that I'm looking for. And so, just trial and error has allowed me to kind of pinpoint exactly, like, what I've been looking for.
How did COVID affect your business? Even though Atlanta only closed for 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. So when it comes to, like, actually doing faces, it hasn't really impacted it at all. People still going out, people still having events, and so they need their makeup done, and so they've been coming to me. Yeah, not really at all. When it comes to product sourcing and things like that, so everything's made in China. And so getting products over from China to here has been a little bit of a hassle, especially now. Like, we're seeing longer shipping times. Yeah. We're seeing that some of the factories back when COVID kind of first started, they were closed down. Like, you couldn't even contact anybody to get product over here. Yeah. And so from that standpoint, it kind of put, I was supposed to be releasing lip glosses like last year. Mm-hmm. It kind of put a halt on that. But now things are kind of opening up and kind of back to normal until, like, just recently where we're seeing longer shipping times. Yeah. But I pretty much done the work that I needed to do. And so look out for that. They're coming.
All right, let's get to social media, okay? Okay. This is the second half of the podcast. Okay. All right. How can we combat this black man versus black woman thing that's going on the internet? How can we all come together and live sanctimoniously among each other?
Look, man. Okay, wait. Do you want to do it? I feel like me and Dakar should do that part together.
Well, we're going to do his on his.
Okay. I honestly don't know. I feel like I don't feed into none of that. Like, okay. I don't really see a point in it. I feel like people are going to think, like, how they think, and people are going to feel how they feel. And it's like, if that's how you want to feel, cool. Like, but I don't need to support that.
What do you think are some of the expectations that the internet black man has that you think are unfounded? They like, you feel like they shouldn't have them. Like, what's something that's going around like that viewpoint? I don't really agree with that. We should probably, you know what I'm saying? Women aren't really like that.
Just because a woman has certain standards for, like, how she wants to be treated by a man.
Oh yeah, we're here. Let's get it.
Damn.
Okay, let's go.
Just because she has certain standards doesn't necessarily mean that that's negative. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that she has to be a gold digger or.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You know, it's just like, I feel like anytime I'm going to say black woman just because I am a black woman. I can only really speak from my perspective. Yeah. Just because a black woman voices, you know, her standards doesn't necessarily mean that that's all she wants from you. Yeah. It's like she just has, you know, her standards for how she would like to be treated.
I have a question, all right? I've been formulating the perfect way to ask this question for about 2 weeks. Okay? So this is the question, all right? When a man says he wants things to be 50-50, what do you hear?
He just wants equal contribution. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be anything besides I want equal contribution in this relationship.
Well, see, you check, you know, because most people, I think like the internet has convinced people. I'll say women on the internet, right?
Sure.
Women have convinced the internet that when a guy says he wants something to be 50-50, they have made it strictly a financial conversation. Yeah. Which takes away from all the other aspects of a relationship.
And I feel like that's just kind of a sign of the times. Like, everything that we have to hear dealing with a relationship kind of comes into it's monetary value plays a big part of it for whatever reason. And it's like, don't y'all understand?
I can tell you why, though.
I'm sure there's a wide array of reasons why, but it's like there's so much more to a relationship, and it's like we just completely forgot about that. Yep. And I don't know. Can you tell me why? Like, why is it that way?
The reason why it's just like that is because when there's a certain reality, right? Or a certain environment where there are men who are extremely rich, right? And when you go into those environments, the dynamic that we know, I think from like a mid upper class and down, right? We go into relationships for happiness, right? A lot of times for people to get to these elite places, you don't really have the time to build the relationships that we know relationships to be.
I think that's absolutely true.
So you get
absolutely
women who exist, or men from these spaces who tell their life, and you're like, dang, he did what? He did, and you don't have to do. He has. I want that,
right?
But you don't exist. One, the guy, like what she gives up to obtain that, isn't something that you're willing to give up.
Absolutely.
So to get it, you were putting expectations on a person that isn't capable of that. And if they were capable, you wouldn't give up the things that you would need to give up to be in that position.
I think that's absolute. I think you hit the hammer on the head, or the nail on the head with that one for sure.
Because like as I get bigger, I'm going into rooms and I'm seeing like the girls who you would expect that walk into a room and all the guys try to talk to her. She is in a room and she is fishing. Like it's the other way around. Because she sees an opportunity to have no responsibility for the rest of her life. And like New York and LA are totally different than like when you go to, and there's parts of Atlanta that's like that too, where you go and men aren't approaching, women are running down on men trying to lock them down. Sheesh. And if that's not your characteristic, maybe those guys and that lifestyle isn't for that type of person.
True.
So I think people get wrapped up in like, it would be nice to be this, but people don't see what it comes with. Like you're a makeup artist. People may look, oh, all she does is makeup. They don't see the $15,000 you paid to get your license. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. A lot of people just see the end goal in things, and now they're like, I want that too, but they don't see the trail.
Right.
So what you get is people posting things on the internet that like y'all don't even know
about that life.
Yeah,
or what it comes with, or what it entails, or what it takes you doing. That's facts.
Yeah,
that's facts.
And the reason I think I want to like, people can take things out of context all they want, but the reason I want to explain that to women is because guys' clock on life is a lot longer, right? For a woman to have the life that she wants, there's a timer on it.
True.
Right? So I think there is a point in time, and I know because I've come across women, right, who are like, and I've seen them interact with dudes, and it's like, bro, because you can feel the desperation of like, my time is coming. I was playing, and like, it's not good.
That's terrible. I would hate to get to that point. I mean, it could never be. Like, remember we was playing that game the other day, and it was like,
do or drink?
Who could be, do or drink.
And y'all kept pointing to me for everything? It's crazy.
I mean, we had to. I mean, it fit. If the shoe fits.
It never fit, though.
It was one card. It was like, who might end up single with the 8 cats or whatever. And y'all pointed to me, and it was like, bro, it could happen like that. Just because I could never picture myself chasing no dude down, no matter what he got. I'd rather do for myself, be alone, and I'm straight, I'm stacked up, and I'm in my nice house with my 8 cats. Yeah. Rather than, first of all, chasing the dude down because I'm desperate because, I had a certain time period where I need to get married, a certain time period where I need to start a family, all that stuff. I'd rather let that be. I'd rather, if it's not in the cards for me, then to go chase a dude down. That's wild. Even besides that, a lot of times, like, women give up their power when they just sit back and let a dude take care of them, and they ain't got nothing going on for themselves.
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of dudes aren't ready to lead women. I'll throw that out there.
That too, and they just allow their money to just do the talking and do, handle life. But it's just like, bro, like, if the right person isn't behind that check, like, that money can go real fast. Yeah. And where you at then?
I think there's 2 reasons. There's a reason why the nice guy loses his girl, and then there's a reason why the guy who is the strong guy loses his girl, and both of y'all lose them to the guys like me in the middle. Anyway, so the reason that happens though is because the guy who's like super strong, the bros before hoes dudes, they don't know how to emotionally connect with women. They don't treat women like they're their friends. They treat them like, you're my woman, and then I have my friends, right? Right. And the emotional guy, he usually has no backbone. So that woman doesn't feel like she's being led emotionally, financially, mentally. Right. So if there's a guy out there that's willing to lead her or that she gets growth in those departments.
Oh, she's jumping ship.
Yeah, she's jumping ship. So that I think the reason the nice guys finish last is because I think it's easier for the guy who's a nice guy to develop a backbone before it is for somebody to understand connection with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why the nice guy finished last is a thing. Yeah. And that's my perspective. And a lot of times I've talked to girls that post things on the internet. I'm like, why do you post this? Like, I don't really believe it. Y'all gotta stop.
Wait,
when people
what?
People be like
the little relationship memes.
Yeah, the relationship memes, the sex memes, the everything.
And they saying they don't believe it.
Yeah, they're like,
it's like for attention.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And they like, I'm not really like that. Dang. I think what happens is a lot of times, I think girls get around like toxic dudes, and they replicate what they see, right? Yeah. And and I think the internet, they're arguing with bad people, or they're arguing against bad dudes. Like, you don't want a bad dude though, so you shouldn't be telling the world or have a rhetoric on how to fix bad dudes. You should just get you a good dude, right? And then your life will be much easier.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's just it's
interesting. It's definitely interesting. I think you brought up several amazing points. But like you said, like, people don't take it that way. Unfortunately, it's just become like a battle of the sexes that seems like never ending, because nobody wants to hear like anything rational.
Exactly.
People want to hear controversial things and like things that are like provocative. Like they're not hearing nothing that's like, because what you said is very simple.
Yeah, it is.
It's just very simple, and it's like we could really like in the battle right now, but it's like nobody's hearing that.
Yeah, and I think like the problem that a lot of relationships go into is, and the reason I think guys get frustrated with it, and I'm not a woman, so I don't know what the other perspective looks like, but I know like dudes, at least ones that are into sports, because I can't speak for dudes who are into sports. Mm-hmm. We usually play teams, right? Mm-hmm. We are on team sports,
right?
So like if I'm doing good, I do good. If you're doing bad, I'll take the load. The days I'm doing bad, you take the load.
Yeah.
Right? And with the rhetoric of like, a man should always, that always word gets ingrained in people's head over the course of time. And it's just like, bruh, it's not. It should be you and your partner versus the problem.
Sure.
But people put the problem in the middle and play tug of war. Yeah. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, like,
I mean, I feel like it's easy to do that when emotions become involved. Because, like, you're angry, you're upset, and you have to, like, find a place to place that anger.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like there's a person there versus, like, a tangible issue.
Yeah.
And so you're going to put it on that person.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately. And it's like you said, it should be, okay, we have an issue that we need to combat. Let's turn to the issue and figure out, you know, how we can fix it. But that's just not how it works. Women are emotional, and I mean, men are emotional too. It's just like,
I think men are more emotional than women.
You think so?
I think so.
That's the first time I ever heard a man say that.
I think the reason though is because there is no real outlet for it, your emotions to go through. Like, cause you got to think if a girl posted online, like, I'm really going through it right now, right?
Yeah.
Imagine she's gonna get support from dudes and women.
True.
If a dude, I'm going through it right now, he might get like his really closest homies,
right,
to be like, "Yo, you good, bro?
Right,
you want me to take you out?"
True.
And then again, you're getting taken out by somebody who hasn't had anywhere to place their emotions either. So he's like, I mean, as long as you have fun, maybe you'll get past your emotions.
Right.
Right. So I think that's hard for a lot of dudes to come to combat.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. So,
and especially like I don't want to say that on air. I'm not gonna say that. But there are things that I have. There are things that women and men go through, and I've had conversations with a woman who said, "I've been through this," but she didn't know I've been through the same thing too. And it's like, and then she used her saying her experience validated her opinion over mine. And I heard her story. My version of the story is way worse than yours.
Wow.
But like, because the world makes you feel validated in your emotions of situations, now you're using it as a hammer to hit everybody else.
Right.
And I don't think naturally men are more emotional. I think we're both. Anybody can be just as emotional as anybody.
Right.
But the environments that we can be in the same room and be in a different environment.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that is why dudes respond. Because you got to think, women be saying men are crazy. Yeah, I think men lie a lot, right, about who they truly are. That can drive a woman crazy. But a woman imagine putting your everything into something, right? My time to go to work, my money into this house, blah, blah. When a woman, and people always say, oh, he cheated, he's terrible, but when a girl cheat, but you got to understand, my life is dedicated in a traditional relationship to making sure your life is taken care of.
Right.
When I put everything and you cheat. That's why they go crazy. That's why you got dudes out here ready to
go crazy.
When you're like, and that's why a lot of girls will take dudes back that cheat, because like they understand the value of like, I see what you do for me. You made a mistake. I'm going to come back. But for the dude, it's not. So when people will try to make the argument of like, why do girls leave or why is a woman expected to keep the man and not the other way around? If you have traditional dynamics, it makes perfect sense because like you have the life.
Yeah.
I messed up and you don't want to lose the life that you have. I'm not emotionally and mentally, there are a lot of times that woman could be the best for you. But on a lot of other aspects of our relationship, you're interchangeable. Every dude's not a good provider. You can, most women are tapped into their emotion. They can help you emotionally for the most part. So I think that's why it's different. I wish everybody would just stop arguing with each other.
And just have a conversation.
Yeah.
People not talking.
Yeah.
People are just yelling at each other.
For sure.
Yeah. And I feel like in this day and age, like you said, like some women post stuff like on their social media just for attention. Yeah. I feel like a lot of times like men are starting these like arguments like and posing these questions with the intent to just be controversial.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not anything where they're trying to actually start a dialogue and have both sides come to an understanding. And so I feel like a lot of times we're missing the points completely and we're just trying to just have an argument. It's no dialogue. And so
there are a lot of times that I feel like dudes do that. Like, for example, I don't want to mention them either, but there's like certain like podcasts that are literally anti-women. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But then what happens is when they talk, that's why I've phrased the question, when you hear 50-50, what do you hear? Right. Because I've asked that question to other people and they go straight to, well, such and such takes care of blah, blah. That's not, it's just equal impact. Right. I've developed this analogy from past relationships I've been in. I said, look, I don't mind being Michael Jordan and dropping 40 points every night. I don't want to have to drop 40 points every night.
Right.
Like, because then I'm going to hate being on his team.
Right. Facts.
Like, trade me today. All right?
Right. Facts.
I think that's really what it is. But I mean, I kind of killed the conversation because we kind of came to an agreement. But that's probably why you're in the relationship that you're in, for the link that you're in.
Listen, that's what it comes down. Like, I have a certain understanding that a lot of women in these day and age, unfortunately, don't have. And like I said, and it's not even just women. On both sides. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people just do not have. And like I said, no conversation is being taken place. In my own personal relationship, like, we have these type of conversations, we have these understandings about one another, and so yes, that's why 8 years is coming up, because it's like we can talk through things and recognize like what a partnership is. I'm not gonna say I'm the easiest person, I'm not gonna say that it always gets through every single time, but I can at least have a basic level of understanding and respect of that. And that's something that I feel like is important for everybody to do in any relationship that they're in or any partnership that they find themselves in. And teach your kids this, because we can't continue this. Like, this is like the dynamic between the sexes right now is so weird. And it's very toxic. And it's like, it's becoming like a sponsor and sponsoree type relationship. And it's like,
that's not fun.
Like, what is, it can't be fun. Who's having fun in that? I mean, the sponsoree is having fun, but it's like you're not in a real partnership. You're not in a real relationship. At any point, like you said, when that person gets sick of the relationship, when that person is sick of dropping 40 every night, they're trading teams. Yeah, for sure. You're disposable.
Or you're just going to stop dropping 40 and the team's going to begin to lose.
Exactly. And nobody's winning. Yeah. So what's up? Like, we have to really like stop.
I think one, and maybe it's because I grew up too fast, because I feel like I understood this at a very young age. But that's also because, like, when I was young, I was like, I'm gonna get married, I'm having kids, let me go to the successful relationships and ask them, how did it work? I didn't get advice from my peers, because we trying to find out the same thing.
Exactly.
So, like, I used to go to parents in my neighborhood and be like, yo, how did y'all know, like, y'all were gonna get married? What were the tough times that y'all went through? How did y'all get through them? I'm asking this as a 13-year-old kid.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
Because I wanted to know, I want to know how it works person. Yeah. So I went through that. But I just think everything is this, and then everything's for sure. Oh, I said this. This got a lot of likes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But do you think you hold your female friends accountable for like do you tell them like, hey, yo, you tripping? You are wilding.
Yeah. I try, but you know, people are grown people. They're gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna hear what they want to hear. But yeah, if my friend is doing something or saying something that's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid to pull nobody coattails and be like, hey, maybe look at it from this point of view. Yeah. Maybe try this because you ain't seen it from his perspective. At the end of the day, they grown, they're going to do what they want to do, but at least they can kind of think about the situation in a different way.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. Like, I do know that the mindset nowadays is just it's skewed to the point where it's like, a lot of times where I have tried to offer advice, it's not registering at all. And I'm just like, okay.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's how, like, I think, like, if you see me be a friend to your boyfriend, I am the best friend he could have, right? Because, one, I'm not, listen, you not making no mistakes. Because I feel like that sits on my character. Yeah. If I go out and you cheat on your girlfriend and I'm there, I see it happen when I see her, eventually she's going to find out. And I'm I like people to have trust in me. Right. That's like if somebody tells me they don't trust me, I take that, like, offensively. So, yeah, I think I'm like the best person to see in your friend. But what I also have seen happen is I've been friends with people. They bring their girlfriend around, and then conversations are had, and she's like, "Why aren't you more like what your friend be telling?" I've seen it happen, and I've seen that friendship deteriorate because of that. Like, instead of saying like, and these are things I probably told you before you dated this girl, but like, I can hold people accountable for what I see. I don't know what goes on in y'all personal time. Yeah. So when they assume since we're friends, we're alike. Right. And they hear me say something, they're like, "What, my boy? Why ain't you like
that?"
Yeah. Or they try to, if I say like, this is how a dude should treat a woman in this situation, blah blah, and they're sitting there like, yeah, that makes sense. And that girl like, nigga, you do
don't
not
believe
think that. So I feel like I don't like it though. Yeah. I want people to be happy. I want everybody to be happy. Relationships are a foundation that could lead to more extended happiness in life. So I don't like
happiness, growth, and development. Like, if you use your partnership the way that you're supposed to use it, like, you could really be unstoppable, like, as a unit.
For sure.
And people don't recognize that. Yeah. Like, you can really help elevate each other.
Yeah.
Through certain mindsets, through certain actions. I know in my personal relationship, like, when we talk about a person, like, okay, when we talk about me, like, building my confidence and, like, putting my talents out there, it came from not, like, just talking with my partner about it, but seeing him put it into action himself. And me seeing it in his actions, that made me want to be like,
yeah, I could do this too.
I could do this too. Like, you go out here every day and you show the world what you can do. Shit, I want to do the same thing.
Some people take that as discouragement.
Man, nah, you got to use that as motivation. And, like, I mean, it depends on, like, what type of relationship you're in. I'm with a person that literally will support me in almost anything that I do, as long as it makes sense, as long as, you know, not up and up. Yeah, as long as, you know, some decent stuff.
Hold up, you need my bank statement for what?
Right.
You asked me, do I have Navy Federal? Why?
Right, exactly. What's OnlyFans? Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, if you're, like, really in a good partnership and relationship, like, you can really use that as a motivation and elevate yourself and your partner, and y'all get to a certain point where together y'all are unstoppable. Yeah. And so people, like, if they really recognize that, if they really realize that, they would be trying to figure out and have these type of conversations so they could find it for themselves. Because, it's a source of happiness, but it could also be a source of development.
And, like, when I said I don't talk to my peers, obviously, like, you're somebody who has, like, a successful relationship that's almost 8 years, right? Mm-hmm. So I have to ask this question because obviously I'm doing it wrong, okay? Because let me ask this. So Do you feel like you gave your all in the beginning of y'all's relationship? Or do you think it gradually you opened up to doing things? Or do you think by the time y'all were in a relationship, you were like, look, I'm going to just give everything to this?
Everything as far as like time, effort, attention.
Like effort. I say effort, yeah. Like there's some people who's like, I don't want to take her out this often because then she's going to become used to.
Look, okay, my boyfriend's name is Dakar.
You said it earlier, they know.
Okay. Me and Dakar, we were like all in from like the very beginning. It was very weird.
That's good.
It was very weird. I still, like, thinking back on it, I think it's weird. But it's like, here we are 8 years later.
That's how you're supposed to be, though.
Obviously, we were doing something right. But literally all, like, spending time together, learning about each other, meeting each other's families, like, within the first few months.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's just how it was. And I know a lot of relationships aren't like that. I know a lot of people kind of hold back a lot in the beginning because they don't want to give themselves that much to somebody because they don't. I mean, people are hesitant. People don't, they don't know where things are going.
Love only comes from vulnerability, though. Love and trust can only come from somebody. You can only feel love for somebody that you can only truly trust somebody you make yourself vulnerable to.
Yeah, I believe that. And it was a situation where it was like, I wasn't talking to nobody else. I mean, I was talking to people like before we met, like right before we met. But then when we started talking, it was like, I'm not interested in them no more. Yeah. I'm not going on no more dates.
Locked in, bro.
We're locked in. And it was like, it was very weird. Like, but it just felt natural. It felt good. It was just like, I feel like we're supposed to be doing this. Yeah. And it just worked out that way.
I think mine was another a victim of growing up too fast because like I knew what my goals was. This is what I want to do in life. So I think a lot of times like when my relationship started, it was like we were equal mentally or we were able to give the same amount of effort mentally, emotionally, and financially at the time. But like when I'm in a relationship, I go into like a different like type of, listen, it's time to get this money. You know what I'm saying? Because we got things. Because by myself, like I can sit at home and play video games. I'm chilling.
Right.
What do I need to book a flight? I can stay here. I'm having fun. Yeah. Right. But like I want us to have fun doing other stuff. Right. Sure. So now I'm like giving more in other departments, and then I feel like it's like. I feel good here. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. You know, and then there's the nights of dropping 40 all the, and I'm happy. The team winning. Yeah. Then it comes the one winning night where I'm like, damn, I dropped 28. What you drop? like I'm like, nigga, like, so I don't know. And I know, but I never want to have to feel like I'm like that with somebody. Like I'm holding back to see if you're going to do this first. I never want to be like that.
I feel like we were so young. We weren't even thinking along those lines. For real? It really at that point, we came into it 50-50. Yeah. It was like, you got you, I got me, and we just together. Yeah. And we're contributing to each other in other ways. Yeah. And it's kind of remained that. Yeah. And it's like, honestly, I'm cool. Like, I understand why some people wouldn't be cool with that, but I'm cool with it. Cause I ain't never like, I'm not lacking. He not lacking. So it's like,
I always ask people, my question to a lot of people, would you rather have your standards or would you rather be happy? Not your standards like you don't deserve them. Would you rather have the world picture perfect the way you want it? Or would you rather be happy? Which one would you rather have? And a lot of people, they're like, I'm not willing to have this image. Is the image is what it looks like more important than what it is? And that's my question to a lot of people.
That's tough.
Because a lot of people like, who can't, because I had a conversation with Dope DJ. He had a podcast and he was talking about open relationships. And I don't think everybody should be okay with them. But for the people who are okay with them, when they talk to other people, their rebuttal is, so you just want, for example, I had an interview with Jace, Babyface Jace, and he said, I don't want my girlfriend giving out her IG. I was like, it doesn't hurt your relationship. And the rebuttal was like, well, other people are gonna think. But if you know she's only with you, all this nigga doing is helping her algorithm like the pics.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
If he give it to, she not responding to his DM. Like, are people more concerned with what it looks like or what it actually is? And I think that's where it takes growth to get to that point where if I know it's working, like, who cares what people look like? Yeah. Like, you're doing your makeup. People may look at that like, all she do is makeup. She and then they don't know 3 years down the line. You like, listen, I'm making 130 G's a year doing what I love to do. I'm chilling, getting invited out to parties with people I'm doing their makeup to go to. Right. I just don't think people understand. Like, just focus on your success, your happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody could.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But what are your 2022 goals?
2022 goals. Get out of my head and just do what I know I can do. Yeah. Product releases, YouTube segue, pushing out more content. Yeah. I have monetary goals, but those are personal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Expanding not just makeup wise, but just business wise. I have a couple other like business things that I'm gonna get into this summer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's good. And then besides just business, money, health and mental, like, I just want to grow. I want to develop a little bit more, have a deeper understanding of myself. My relationship is a big part of like who I am. My business is a big part of who I am, but understanding of self and like personal purpose, like that's something that I really want to expound upon as well. So
that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Some of these answers were a little bit different than one may assume looking at the internet landscape of women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad.
I'm not typical. Ain't nothing typical.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff.
Instagram at JazzMuaATL.
How do they book?
Booking link in my bio. Lord.
Have you ever done a dude's makeup?
Who?
Have you ever done a dude's makeup?
A dude's makeup? I haven't, but I would love to. One of my, like, okay, so I named a couple celebrities I like to work with. Of course, Beyonce. Of course, Chloe Bailey. Saucy Santana. Hit me up. I got you. Like,
that's crazy.
I love him. Like, and I would love to do his makeup.
We need to ask Dakar what it would take for him to let you do his makeup on my live stream.
I tried. He would never. He ain't going for it.
Man, too masculine. What do you think about toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity is toxic. Toxic masculinity got men caring about stuff that they don't even need to like really be that concerned about, I feel like. Yeah.
Again, to what it looks like more than what it is. Exactly. That's what it is. That's the basis.
What it is. Yeah. And I feel like we can blame social media for that. Like, having us have to put out an image of ourselves. Yeah. Because before then, it was just like, people knew you for who you were in person and what you did in your business or at work or whatever.
I listened to a influencer therapist, and what they said is, because obviously
influencer therapist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I obviously went through this because I do content, so you get a influx of opinions that you've never had, and what they said is, for me, it just took me time to like adjust to like, bro, this person live in their basement, bro. Why am I worried about what they say?
Right.
And but what they said is to write a list of the most important people in your life, and before they write the list, then they tell them if an opinion doesn't come from one of these people, don't take it into account of how you feel you should move.
Yeah.
Well, like that mindset, I think a lot of dudes, they're worried about like, who cares what they think?
Right.
Who cares what it? But I don't know why they do it. You know. I mean, who can tell?
Yeah. But yeah, stop giving a damn in 2022. Worry about yourself and your own happiness, and I think that's all. I think we'll be a much better place and in a much better headspace if we all did that.
Well, since you have such a lengthy positive relationship, let's end this with give me your greatest vacation experience with your partner.
Greatest vacation experience. Okay. That's easy. We went to Denver. We traveled to Boulder for the day.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful day. It was crazy because it had snowed 2 days before we got there.
Yeah.
But the day that we went, it was sunny, bright, and warm.
Yeah.
In March in Boulder. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And so we're out there. I forgot where we went. It's a popular place, but we just went on a hike. And we just in nature.
Was it Gardens of the Gods?
No, it wasn't Gardens of the Gods. We have not been there yet. I forgot. It's in Boulder.
Is it that thing with like they got the dinosaur footprints?
Maybe.
It's like by Red Rock Amphitheater.
No.
Okay, no. I don't know. I was out there for a day, so
yeah. But it was beautiful. It was one of the best days that I've ever had, like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just simple. We were just walking through the woods in nature, and it was nice. It was lovely. You know, on some parts of a hike, like where it's like sometimes it's a little steep and you gotta kind of like climb a little bit damn near. It was just like nice having somebody there, like just talk you through it and work through it with you, and so. It's just, I don't know. That's a testament to like our partnership. I feel
How do y'all think I'm gonna have kids before y'all? How did that happen? Now, mind you, she mentioned truth or drink earlier, or do or drink, and there was a card that said who would be the next one to have a kid, or who will have the kid.
No. You just posed that question out of random.
I did. And everybody pointed to me. I would like to know the rationale behind that. When you have this beautiful, prosperous, you know what I'm saying, you know, dual effort relationship.
Listen, it's just me. It's really me. I've said from a kid, like, I didn't want to have kids. Like, I've been
you don't want kids?
Not really. Like, I mean, every once in a while I'll get baby fever and I'll be like, oh, it would be nice. Or I think about like, okay, when we get older, like say one of us goes and it's like, it'll be nice to have kids around or like people to check in on you, make sure you're straight. But other than that, it's like my views of the world is not really the most optimistic.
I would say that too.
It's just like the world's kind of crazy, and it's like to bring another life into that, it seems a little selfish. If I'm being honest,
I would say the more you know about the world, I think what I have done successfully in my adult life is understand, and this is why people that I think we should really focus on making sure people are adults before they have kids, is because I've put a focus on, if I was going to teach somebody how the world works, how do I properly convey this to them where they want to receive the message? And that's the most important part. Because I think a lot of parents, by the time they start parenting, they're still receiving the world themselves. And they're trying to either stop you from going down that road or letting you go down the road, knowing that they eventually made it through and you just have to go through mistakes. And they're on one of them two paths. I would rather be able, and a lot of people, they just don't know how to be friends to their kids.
Yeah, true.
We also come from a Black community. Our parents' came from a time where you couldn't mess up, because if you messed up, there were certain repercussions for our community that didn't exist in other ones.
Right.
So we didn't learn how to teach or they didn't learn how to teach their kids. So we can't really blame our parents because they didn't come from that environment.
Sure.
But now we've come to a part of society where, like, all right, I can actually take the time to show you cause and effect or emotional intelligence. I can teach you those type of things. Right. We didn't have those before.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah. But you know what I'm saying? This is the end of this podcast. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. This will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all that great stuff. Appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Yeah, but until the next time, we out of here.